Hello everybody, welcome to Salamander Racing. I am Salamander, most people just call me Sal. How is everybody doing today on this weekend? We are into 2026 now, and yeah, I haven't been in the seat for a while, or at least haven't been live for a while. I've got this chest congestion thing going on, so I've been coughing up a storm, so I apologize if I cough in your ear during the live stream here. But yeah, also been just working on a ton of stuff in the background, trying to get the next Joker Series going. We got the PHG World Series starting off next week. Qualifying starts on Tuesday. So I've been trying to help the team get ready for that one, along with various other things. Yeah, just been really busy. So I had worked on putting together an unboxing, and I got my 4D stuff. Got my 4D gloves, and I do have my 4D Racewear shoes. Big shout out to 4D Racewear for sponsoring the Joker Series. They're also sponsoring the PHG World Series, so thanks to them guys for sending over some product. I'm really liking these gloves. They're very breathable. I do wish I'd asked for the ones that had the longer sleeves on them, just because I have such big hands. But these ones are really cool. They're the same color scheme as my channel, so I'm liking them. And the shoes are awesome. I love these things. They are definitely, the way they describe them is gloves for your feet, and it definitely feels that way. There's some reinforcement in the heels that helps when you're doing some of those longer races and stuff like that. But yeah, highly recommend the shoes for sure. So I'm loving these things. But yeah, we're back in the saddle here. Haven't been around for a while. Gonna get some racing done. Like I said, we got a lot going on. I haven't touched the power pack in a long time, so I was maybe gonna do a power pack race. We've got Joker Series coming up in just under 2 weeks, so I was gonna maybe open a lobby for that if people want it. Like I said, we have the PHG World Series starting next week. I could open up a lobby for that if people want to do that one. And also, we've got IRO kicking off, in which we are doing pre-qualifying in the BMW Z4 that we've got on the screen here, at the Nürburgring GP. There's a 15-minute qualifying session where our entire team shows up. You'd have a minimum of 5 people there, and they take the top 5 best time, not the top 5 best times, but the top 5 people who have the best times, take those 5 times and average them, and that's your team qualifying time. And that determines whether your team ends up in Split 1, Split 2, or if you're eliminated before the league even starts. I believe they said there's either 27 or 28 teams that they're going to have for Splits 1 and 2, 14 for one and either 13 or 14 for the other. And there are 42 teams registered. So there is likely to be, or there's going to be, either 14 or 15 teams sent home after pre-qualifying. So we need to be on our A game just to make the league in the first place. There are a number of World Tour drivers and really good teams out there that are likely to all make it into Split 1. I'll be perfectly honest, with Team PHG that we've got running, I'm really hoping that we make it into Split 2. We have a couple drivers that are really fast. We have a few drivers that are a lot like me, very middle of the road, can be fast. So, we just got to make sure we get a good enough time to make the league. My guesstimate is that the qualifying cutoff for Split 2 is going to be low 50, minute 56, I think. The best I've done is a 156.3. So I've got to make some more improvements to try to help out the team. We've got some other guys like Raider. He was dropping 155s easy. 155, I think 7, I think is what he did after like only 10 laps. So he'll improve on that. I think Rick Shear hit a 155.9 in the last practice session I was involved in. Me and Sheldo are in the low 156s as best. I think I have to mess with the brake balance a little more on this car. Normally, I run brake balance to the rear. And to be honest, I was just watching the Learn with LED session. And something I'd never really considered was manipulating the brake balance as you're racing. I think in a race, around other drivers, that would be really tough for me. But in a qualifying session, maybe I could, where you put the brake balance like all the way to the front for really heavy braking zones with tight 90-degree or hairpin corners, and then dial it back to the rear when you're doing more of a trail braking, higher speed corner. So I might give that a shot the next time I do a practice session, see if I can get that down. Yeah, just trying to work on my time. But I think for now it's let's get behind the wheel. Let's hit the track. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a power pack race or two just to get back into that and get back into the swing of things before we see what else we want to do. I know the time trials that are out there, I haven't touched those either. I've been so busy working on other stuff. I just haven't gotten as much racing in as I would like to. So let's do some racing today. Let's go get into Power Pack. We'll start with that. There. Like I mentioned, cough in your ear. All right, haven't finished off the blue section yet, so let's do this last race here that I haven't done. I think I've decided I'm going to start doing these on easy mode, and I'm going to come back later and try to complete all of these and get first place with the 2 chilies. But I think for now, it's just get through each of them. I really want to get to the point where I unlock the endurance races. Those are the ones I'm really looking forward to. All right, let's get some practice in. See what kind of times we have compared to the competitors. Ecstasy. Oh, it is. Okay. Want to make sure the chat was showing up in the OBS overlay, and there it is. Hey, Ecstasy, how you doing? It's nice to see you. Whoa. Holy, this car is tail happy. Jeez. I hate this cough. My girlfriend has been seriously pestering me to go to the doctor and get it checked out. Josh, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Awesome. Gotta get those liveries done. Love seeing the as part of the production crew, I love seeing the liveries people put together. I'm obviously a bit of a livery guy myself, so I can appreciate the time and effort people put into it. Alright, I gotta get this car under control. Whoa, way too deep. Oh, man. I keep thinking I'm on the shorter track, and I go to the wrong side of the track there. Root! How you doing, Root? Always nice to see you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I don't have a super solid agenda here, so... Alright, so there we go. That is a much faster lap. I'm going to do the power pack for a little bit. I want to do at least this one race. Maybe I'll do two. And then, you know, much like my cover photo shows, I got a few things going on. We got the PhD World Series starting. IRO is starting, and the Joker Series is going to be in a couple of weeks. So I got a couple of different lobbies I could put up, you know, just to do some practices for each one. It's kind of a matter of who's around and who wants to do what. So, but I'm willing to open up some lobbies, or just do some random lobbies that people come and race. I mean, we could do that too. I mean, I'd be up for that as well. Those are always fun. But I definitely need to get some more IRO practice in for one. That's the one I'm going to be racing in. Obviously, the Joker Series and the PhD World Series would just be kind of for everybody else to do. Root, I should have gotten you into IRO with us. Had you considered that? Your buddy Raider's going to be in with us, running in IRO. Or is long endurance racing not your thing? We've got room for 3 more drivers. Oh man, I've been posting all sorts of info on it in the race team general chat, but it's a all year thing. Pre-qualifying. I mean, at this point, we're locked down for pre-qualifying in round 1. Round 1 will likely be in February. But after round 1, we can make driver changes and add people. But the races, I think I posted the calendar for Split 1 and Split 2. I highly doubt our PhD team could make Split 1. So we're really shooting for Split 2. But it's a race either once a month or once every other month. From February to November, really. Races are anywhere from 8 hours to 24 hours long. Drivers run in 2-hour splits, and then we do driver changes. So depending on the length of the race determines how many drivers we need and how many splits we need filled. You know, a 24-hour race, we need 12 splits filled. The team can consist of a maximum of 10 drivers, so even if we had a full team of 10 drivers, we would have 12 splits to fill. We would need at least 2 people to run like a double stint. But for the 8-hour races, we obviously only need 4 stints to fill. So clearly there are some races where we can't run the whole team, and then other races where we need as much of the team involved as possible, specifically the 24-hour races for sure, but even the 12-hour races, you know, as many people as we can get, the better. If we had 6 people to fill the 6 slots, then everybody only needs to run one stint. It's a lot of work. I won't lie. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of practice. It's definitely operating as a team instead of as an individual, but it's fun. For me, it's pretty gratifying. Last season, we had kind of a hodgepodge of people. A number of Moose Mafia guys. Jorge joined us. I think we won 2 races last season, which was surprising, especially given the way we started, because we started really bad. We started not being a very good team at all, finishing last or like second or third to last for the first like 3 races, and then by mid-season, all of a sudden, we were winning. All right, let's see where this time puts me. 151 seems to be pretty standard, or pretty solid. Yeah, 151 felt like a bad lap, too. So, I have a feeling I'm going to crush these guys. I just need to be steady. But yeah, Root, if you're interested, definitely DM me. I can add you to the Endurance Team channel so you can kind of stay in the know. Maybe even watch what we're doing, and then go from there. It should be in the Race Team General channel. Yeah, Race Team General chat. And you may have to scroll up a little bit to find some of the stuff we've got in there, but I can add you to the endurance role where we've got more information in there. In fact, if you're interested, I'll just go ahead and add you to the role while we wait for this. So let's get this started. Roles. Endurance Team. Edit. Add. Root. There. Now you should see the actual Endurance Team channel where there's more specifics in there. I know Slick was interested in joining. So if we get Slick in there and we get you in there, that would put us to 9 members or 9 teammates, which would be very helpful. Right now we've only got 7. Which I believe the first race is a 12-hour race, so we should be fine. But definitely want to fill out the team before we get to the 24-hour races, if at all possible. Oh, just can't get her down to the apex. There we go. Now we're pulling away. And yeah, Ecstasy, you too. If you're interested, oh, I need to watch what I'm doing here. If you're interested, I mean, let me know. And you know, if we still have a spot that we need to fill, you know, and if you can't commit a lot of time, I mean that's fine. We don't need everybody to be like fully committed. I mean, if we did, that'd be awesome. But if we have some people that are really like me, to be honest, is going to be a bit of a part-time racer and are only really going to be around for like the 24-hour races, like that's fine. You know, like I said, even for the 12-hour races, we only need 6 people at you know, the most. So if we've got, you know, anywhere from 4 to 6 people that are really committed and hardcore about it, we're pretty much good. At the, for what, the Nürburgring, for the pre-qualifier, or what time are you talking about? Or the time of day? I'm Central Time, which means it's just almost 2 p.m., if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure what you're asking. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're like further than East Coast. You're like the far east side of Canada. Whatever that time zone's called. Yep. Well, for IRO, the times are different. Like, they announce the times, like when they release all the details for the given race, like start times and all that business. There are times where the race starts like super early for those of us in the US and Canada, because IRO is run by Race Asylum, and most of their people are in the UK, so they do a lot of things based on, you know, GMT, UTC. So there will be times where like a 24-hour race for us starts at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Which, having somebody in Atlantic time would be nice, because, you know, maybe it's something where, you know, you could take a shift that's, let's say, you know, I mean, I know 6 a.m., 8 a.m. is pretty early, but that's not as early as like 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. for some of the rest of us. I believe Sheldo is mountain time, so we've got like a good 3-hour difference in time. I mean, honestly, the more global distribution of a team we have, the better. You know, so having somebody on Atlantic time, having somebody on West Coast time would be awesome, and have an actual 4-hour difference would really help spread out the load. You're still going to have people that are going to have to, during the 24-hour races, race in the middle of the night. But if you only have 1 or 2 stints that are like middle of the night for that person, and everybody else has, you know, been able to accommodate it to where it's like, okay, late evening but not night, or early in the morning but not like 4 a.m. early, that's helpful. We definitely had times last season where I ran a stint from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., and I think we had some other people that ran, you know, like 4 to 6 in the morning kind of thing, or 3 to 5 in the morning, depending on, you know, the race. Those get a little rough. But that's part of endurance racing. You know, it's kind of going outside that comfort zone. It's dealing with fatigue, you know, all that sort of stuff, which is what you don't normally get when you're running, you know, dailies and GTWS. And even just leagues are typically run, like you join a league that's kind of in your area of the world. You know, NRL is, you know, based out of the US. So like all the times are very much a US-based time. So getting people from the the UK and whatnot is difficult, other than on those Saturday races. But even the PHG World Series is very much a, US-based league. Joker Series is a US-based league or series. But anyway, Ecstasy, I mean, if you want, I'll add you to at least to the channel as a person that's interested. And, you can just stay in the know. And then if you decide you want to join the team, or if we end up getting involved in other, endurance, team-based kind of leagues. I think Sector 7 was talking about making one that isn't quite as hardcore as IRO. Maybe that would be more the speed if some people want to dip their toes into endurance racing. I'd be willing to, help manage a team that's doing that sort of thing too. But yeah, I am definitely looking for more team members so we can get our driver roster all the way up to 10. Like, that's kind of my goal. I really want to get it up to 10. To make the team a little easier to manage as far as, asking people to put in time. If we end up only having, like, let's say a team of 6, those 24-hour races, everybody has to do 2 stints. And that's asking a lot. I mean, if you have 6 people that are, like, dedicated and hardcore and want to do 2 stints each, that's great. But, sometimes life gets in the way. I know there's one of the weekends, I believe, in the Split 2 calendar, one of the races is during the same weekend as when the IMSA series is at Road America, and I'm going to that race. So there's no way I can compete in that one. And I'm sure other people have similar things. You got a wedding to go to, you got a birthday to put on, you got a vacation to take. So we can't count on all 10 people, but if we have 10, it's more likely that we can get enough people to cover things. Yeah, I mean, if we get to a point where we've got 9 people, we just can't find a 10th person, and we just need another one to help with specifically the 24-hour races, I mean, there's nothing to lose. You can't run in every race. Or we can't have every driver run in every race. There's not enough splits for that. So even if you only ran in one race the whole season, it would help. But I will say, if we end up getting drivers that want to run 3-4 races for the season, they'll obviously get priority over somebody that's super part-time. But I'm sure you understand that. Right now, we're not in that situation, so... Sure. Well, once I'm done with this race here, I'll add you to the endurance team role as well, just so you can stay in the know. And that way you can make, an informed decision if you want to join us in any of our endurance endeavors. Well, there we go. I barely had to think about that race. That one was too easy. Alright, for those of you out there watching, remember, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate that. Helps out with the algorithm. It's free. Alright, let's get you in there, Ecstasy. There we are. All right, so you should see the Endurance Team channel now. There's some pinned messages in there. That'll give you the full like document from IRO to go read. Both of you guys, Root and SSC, if you're considering running an IRO, I will say you have to read that document, like, and not just browse it. Like, you need to read every word of the document. It's important. Their league is run way more strictly than the PHG World Series, and even more so than NRL. Hey, Vogs, one of the PDX guys. Thanks for stopping in. Happy New Year to you as well. I mean, Happy New Year to everybody. 2026, we're hoping for good things in 2026. All right, now which track do we want to use? Okay, so I've completed the blue track. Other than I don't have enough stars for that. I've completed the Nürburgring track, other than I don't have enough stars for that, or the 24-hour race that I've unlocked. Should we do Europe, or Japan, Asia, or tuning? Tuning's probably going to take some time. Or do we want to start up a lobby? I mean, I'm kind of open to suggestions here. Lots of chat going on in the PHG World Series channel. What do we do? Should we do another power pack? So what's this? We got a 120. Oh, and a 200. So actually, I could get everything in this track already. What about this one? There's a 50, a 120, oh, a 700. Then there's an 800 there. There's a 600 here. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, I'm going to do this one. Might as well get this one out of the way. We'll do the normal, like, 2 to 3 laps of practice. See where we're at compared to everybody else. Then go from there. Oh, these are slow cars. It's going to be all about momentum. Gotta get cut under him. Figured he was gonna go wide there. Alright, this actually isn't too bad. Don't think I actually have to downshift for this. Nope. Not even close. Yeah, I think we're good. Make sure nobody gets too close too quickly. I mean, that wasn't even a great lap. Yeah, we'll just run with that. One lap of practice seems to be good. Let's go. And you actually, since it's uphill, you barely need to brake for that at all. If you want to carry the speed through it. Nope. That corner always, like, it's, I don't know, it's a tough one to judge for me. What's the word I'm looking for? It's, misleading. But clearly I need to get that corner better. There we go, I got a 21 anyway. I should be able to do better than that, though. There we go. That was better. That should do it. Hey, Slick. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. K-Dub 2. How you guys doing? Remember to smack that like button on the way in. Appreciate that. New game? It's the power pack, if that's what you mean. It's the DLC. Three-lap race. This should be pretty easy. But after this, I plan on firing up a lobby. If you guys want to get into a lobby, let me know what you want to do. I got IRO practice I need to do. I could open up a PHG World Series practice session. I could open up a Joker Series practice session. Oh, this cold or whatever I have is getting really annoying. Whoa. Alright, let's drive away from these guys. Just trying to get all the stars unlocked so I can run the big endurance races. Like I said at the beginning, we'll come back and redo all these races someday in the hard mode, 2 chilies. See if I can get first in all them. But not for the first time around. Yeah, for those of you that have watched the Joker series stuff, we are going to have prizes again this month. We've got the race coming up in just under 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays from now. You do need to register to participate in the prize split. So if you can go to that link that Stream Elements just posted in the chat, you can get registered up to try to win some of the 40 Racewear prizes. 40racewear.com. Definitely go check them out. Thanks to them for sponsoring my Joker series and supplying the prizes that were given away. They are fine makers of racing gloves like these and sim racing shoes. They call them gloves for your feet, and I will attest, they feel like gloves for your feet. I really like how they feel. Much better than racing in just socks like I've always done. Yeah, for anybody who would like to race and hasn't registered, go register up. Of course, anybody can show up on race day to the exhibition split. Anybody's allowed. You know, it's a kind of a first come, first served basis with people who are members of my channel getting priority. The series is starting to get a little more popular, so we're very shortly going to get to the point where we may have to kick people to make room for others. We haven't had to do that yet. But as the popularity grows, we may get to a point where we've got a full lobby and we need to make room for a member who'd like to get in. All right, that was an easy race. Up to 256. Nitro, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, that's my series, the Joker series. I came up with that idea. We do run that on a monthly basis, and that's what I was just talking about. We got another one coming up in 2 weeks. The link that Stream Elements posted in the chat, if you go there, it gives you more information on when that's coming up, what we're doing this next month. You know, if you want to come drive in it, you're welcome to. Otherwise, if you just want to watch, definitely stop back, watch those races. They are a lot of fun. I agree. Let's see, do we do another one of these, or do we switch over to lobbies? Let's switch over to lobbies. That's what I'd rather do. What lobby should we start up? Do we have some people that want to run some Joker Series practice? I'll start that up. Otherwise, I can fire up a PHG World Series practice if people want to come in and practice for the PHG World Series. Otherwise, I'll do an IRO practice lobby, but I don't see anybody other than Josh that are my teammates that would want to come practice there. Excuse me. Oh, I want this cough to go away. See, does anybody have anything they want to do? See, we got IRO, we got Joker Series. I don't have one created for PHG. That was last season. But I could create one if people wanted to. But we start up a Joker Series practice. Let's do that. That sounds good. I'll start up this practice session. If we don't get a lot of people that want to come in and practice, we can just fire up some random lobbies and get people in. We could certainly do that. I do have this as a friends-only lobby. If you need to, you can send me a friend request on PSN. Let's see, I don't have it set to Do Not Disturb, do I? No, I do not. Yeah, for this round of the Joker Series, it's these different Group 3 road cars. So they're not the actual Group 3 cars. They're the ones that are named Group 3 road car. There's 5 of them. Again, if you go to the website, it's got them all listed, but there's the Group 3 Corvette. In fact, let me find them all. One is the Mustang. I'm going to put them all in a row here. Here we go. Group 3 Mustang. There is the Atenza, which is Mazda. There we are. There's the Alfa Romeo. 4C. And the last one is, what's the last one? There's one more. What am I forgetting? There's another road car. Oh, the RCZ. There we go. C-dubs. Thanks for stopping, buddy. We're just gonna. I just opened up a Joker Series lobby, so it's gonna run a little Joker Series practice. See if we can get some other people in here. But these are the 5 cars to choose from: the RCZ, Group 3 road car, the 4C, Group 3 road car, the Atenza, the Mustang, and the Corvette. We do have. Well, Ecstasy. Then you need to go get them. We are running sports tires here. Let's see if we go through the settings quick. We have 8X tire, 2X fuel. We are running on sports tires. All tires are allowed. Mediums and softs are required. Hey, Crasher. Thanks for stopping by. Those of you just dropping in, remember to hit that like button. Appreciate that. Let's see. The kicker on this one is we do have some tuning allowed. Now, I haven't practiced with any of the tuning here. I've just run all these as stock just to figure out what they are. But we are doing body height adjustment, anti-roll bar, the negative camber angle, and differential. Those are all the things you can tune on the car. Now, I have a feeling dropping this thing way down may be the way to go. Probably increase the roll bar, give ourselves some camber angle, to give us some better turning. See what that does. I'm doing well, sir. So it's salamander _ MN. So there you are. Salamander _ MN is who you need to send an FR to. Oh, sorry, ma'am. See, it's hard to tell when we're on the internet here. Gender doesn't come across in the name all the time. But welcome, ma'am. What I do have to do... Oh, here we go. Nitro! Welcome. Come on in. Now I have to look at what the lap times I was getting on these cars. And now that I mess with the tuning, see if I can get a better lap time. Ah. Got it. Well, cool. We don't get a lot of girls around here, so welcome, definitely. We need to get more girls, women, female, whatever, into the racing community. We are very much equal opportunity around here. We want everybody to come around, have a good time. I just kind of ask people to leave politics and religion and all that stuff that can cause people to argue, to leave all that at the door, and let's just be here and have a good time. That's what we're here to do, is to have fun. So let's stick with the fun. Man, I haven't run practice laps here in a while. This is going to take a little. Yeah, they're all a good time. They are all a good time. Wondering if that negative camber angle on the rear tires is causing a problem. Holy 4 seconds. Really? Oh yeah, the PlayStation isn't coming through. Nobody said anything. Alright. See if we can fix that. What is going on with the audio? See if we deactivate, reactivate. Yep. In fact, if you want to join this lobby, you'll need to do that. It's, yeah, thanks, C-Dubs. That. Still not coming through. Why is that happening? I tried to deactivate it, reactivate it. Change the audio. It's not liking that. I don't know if restarting the PS5 is going to do it, or if I have to reset the capture card to get it to work. I think it might be the capture card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on break. I'm going to reset the capture card, and then we'll be right back. So give me a few minutes. Alright, well, it doesn't look like anything's working. And usually when that's the case, it means I need to reboot my computer, which if I do that, then we lose the stream. So we're just going to do without game sound for this stream, I guess. Well, see, the thing is, I can hear the audio. In fact, well, actually, I could do... Well, here's the thing. I have a separate line for... yeah, so voice is fine. And if I do this, you get some game sound, but the game sound is going to be... The game is going to be... or the sound is going to be not aligned with the game. So, like, you can hear it, but once we actually get into the, running laps, it's going to be a little annoying because it's not, the sound isn't going to match up. Alright, so we got it opened up again. And you guys can probably hear the music now, can't you? Well, so in OBS, I've deactivated it and reactivated it, and that doesn't seem to do anything. Then the problem is if I delete it, then I'm going to have to re-add it everywhere. And I don't think it's the input. I think it's the computer is not capturing the audio from the USB. I think it's a thing with the computer, not with OBS. So we'll just run it like this. I can talk and converse and all that business. I didn't even notice what times I was putting down before before we called it. Alright, let's do this. But I turned this all the way up to 2.0. Let's leave it at 1.0. Because I was losing the rear end a little easy. See what it does now that I've changed it a little bit. Now the rear end isn't stepping out on me as much. You can tune in this one. There is some tuning. That's why I'm trying to implore people to get some practice in. Mess with those tuning settings. People need to talk Shaggy into registering up. He loves doing the tuning. There we go. Now the back end isn't kicking out on me as quick. If you're asking me, I never participate in my own because I'm running the broadcast. But I believe C-Dubs is registered for the prize splits. Whoa. He was going to be in last time, and then I think he had some issues with his hands. He had run some other races, and his hands were feeling not the greatest, so he had to bow out. He hasn't registered for this one yet, so you guys, you want to pester him about joining this one, and then ask him to come up with a tune for you. I don't know what the best tune is. I'm just coming up with the parameters, and it's up to you guys to figure out how to run fast lap times. I'm learning as I go. A little late. See, I'm not good at my own races. I need you guys to show me what's up. Thanks, C-Dubs. Can't wait for you to get back. We'll do that broadcast meeting tonight. Gets all you guys all situated on how to run the PHG World Series broadcast. That's going to be good, having a team of people ready to go. Holy jeez. I am having a really hard time. Now might be the time to do the Joker lap, although I would have had my turn signal on already. This was the real race. But there we go, Joker lap demonstration. Except I went way too wide coming out of it too. Don't do that. Stay farther to the left. Well, that's right, damage is set to heavy, so I should have pitted there, and I didn't. These are the competitive settings. Normally during practice I set the damage to light, just because it's practice, but I wanted people to be able to capture the settings, so I left them as they're going to be. Are you in the Group 3 road car, or are you in the actual Group 3 car? Do you have the wide body kit on the road car? Do you have nitrous installed? Do you have a swapped engine, any of those would not let you join. It should give a reason why it's not letting you join. It has to be one of these 5 cars. The ones that actually say road car and whose category is not Group 3. So you can see, like with the Corvette, with the sport soft tires on, PP is 622.79, power 493, weight 3263. That's what your stats should say. If your numbers are different, or if the name is different, that would explain it. Change all these to the right tires. So there we go. There's the 5 of them with essentially the max stats you can have for them. I do have like wings on all the cars, but all that gets taken off with the bop turned on. Like, what is it? 626. I have the PP limit set to... Actually, I have it set to 650. But minimum weight, 2910. Because I believe that is the... Yeah, so the 4C is the lightest car. You know, if you've got... Actually, if you have weight reduction, I think it'll just put the weight back on. I think that's what the bop does. So I even provide a little wiggle room as far as the PP goes. Slick's out running. It's like S to C joined. Slick giving the Atenza a shot. What's Ecstasy going to be in? The Peugeot, the RCZ. See what kind of time Slick's going to put down. There, Nitro got in. What'd you have to change? Slick coming into the twisty bits. Oh, a different car. Yeah, you probably had something that you had changed on that car that disqualified it. A lot of times it's like the wide body kit or something like that that you can't undo. Alright, Slick coming through the final corner. He's going to pass the Joker lap area, which is going to be on the left-hand side. Right there. See what kind of time he ends up with. I had a 42.8 in my practice sessions. First lap around, 44.7. So we got Nitro out in the Corvette. Across the pit lane line there. Your screen is black. Why is your screen black? That's weird. Well, clearly Slick can see something because he's getting around. And maybe rejoining the lobby will do it. Hopefully. See if Slick improves on his time. Coming to these final set of corners again. Ooh, he's up 1.1 seconds. He'll be down in the 43s. One, 42, 43, 4. Nice for only the second lap. Papa! Thanks for stopping by, sir. I got a Joker Series lobby up. You gonna join us in a couple of Thursdays, Papa? Run in the exhibition or even in the competitive split? Granted, you've got the 40 Racewear stuff yourself, so I suppose you don't need to run in the competitive split other than to prove a point. Two Thursdays, January 15th, I think that is. Yeah, January 15th. You know, all the details is on your website. You can go for a new personal best. Yeah, these road cars, these Group 3 road cars are kind of fun. Oh, I had to restart the game. Alright, good deal. That's weird. I was just giving you a blank screen. Nitro's headed out. You're on the medium tires, just so you know. But just get familiar with the car, with the track. These drive somewhat similar to the Group 3s, but they're a little freer. I mean, they are a road car. They don't have the downforce. But the suspension tuning is kind of interesting, because you get to mess with that. What you have to be careful is not to tune yourself out. You know, make the car worse. That's where you have to play with it a bit. Spend some time with the car. And that's part of it, too. If any of these cars aren't very good, there's always the possibility you can tune them to be better than the other ones. You know, kind of make up for deficiencies or whatnot. Or just run them stock. To be honest, I did all my testing with them just stock. I didn't test any of the tuning at all, and it was actually a lot of fun. These cars are actually quite a blast to drive. You know, some aspects of the track are a lot like Horse Thief Mile that we did, where you have to go really slow through a couple of sections, but then there are some faster sections, faster corners. That makes this a little more fun. Slick with the new fastest lap of 42.7, continuing to improve every lap. Ooh, got loose there. It's like Estacy's out joining the party. The RCZ. Interested to see what he can do in the RCZ. Nitro out in the Corvette. So we got 3 different manufacturers out here. The Atenza, the Corvette, and the RCZ. I tell you what, I'm going to go jump into something else. Oh yeah, I'm in the Mustang. Here we go. I'm going to go around in the Mustang. Ooh, it's really high. You want to lower that center of gravity for sure. Except I should ready up before I do it. Because, of course, sets it back. Mess with that a little. See what that does. Just for funsies. Alright, now we're going to have 4 different cars out on the track. See if I can catch Slick's time here. Let's see, what was I getting before in the Ford? Alright. I had to figure out what my personal best was. Yeah, this cough is horrible. My girlfriend keeps pestering me to go see the doctor and try to get some antibiotics or something, but I know it'll clear up on its own eventually. It's just a matter of how long. I don't know, at some point I may have to give in and go. And well, Estacy with a 51.5 rocketing around here. Woo, the back end is a little slippy. These cars are going to take a little bit to manage the rear end. not quite as bad as the cars that we did at Horse Thief Mile, but you do got to be a little careful. It's what makes these fun, though. Let's see, what are we going to get? We getting the 42s? 41.4. Alright, so definitely tuning does something, because I did not, I'll be honest, I did not do a 41.4 in the Mustang during any of my testing. So I just beat my best Mustang time. That's to see with the 41.2. Man. A 41.1. That's to see flying out here. Yeah, I love doing these tuning races. Like, pretty much, like, everybody's beating my my personal best, like, testing times. Put the tune in and find out what these cars can really do. Remember, everybody, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go check out 4D Racewear. I appreciate them sponsoring this series. Got my new 4D gloves. I do love these gloves. I love these gloves. I really love the shoes. But yeah, I got my merch stores up. Definitely go check that out. I got that pinned in the chat. Got a bunch of cool Salamander Racing merch for people to go check out. A little post-Christmas gift to yourself if you'd like. Which reminds me, I haven't removed the discount code that I put up for the holidays. That is still active out there. People could get I believe I have it set as a 20% off. If people want to go to my merch store and get some Salamander Racing merch for 20% off. I will probably be canceling that once I'm done with the stream here. That's to see with a 40.6. Sheesh. Blazing. Slick heading back out. Is Slick still in the Atenza? Or did Slick change cars? Still in the Atenza. Nitro in the Ford F-150. The Ford F-150 is not allowed in this race, although we're just practicing, so have fun. But if you want to run in the actual event, that is not one of the 5 allowed cars. But Slick trying to make this Atenza work. Slick still with a personal best of a 42.7. Alright, hold on. I gotta answer a text message quick. Ecstasy back out on track. Ooh, in the 4C this time. Trying different cars. Ecstasy, when you have a chance to mention in the chat, did you mess with the tune, or did you do that time stock in the RCZ? I'm curious. Because that is definitely faster than the time I did in the stock RCZ. And oh, Slick goes around. Rear end came around on that one. Well, the outlap doesn't really count. Because the outlap, you start well after the start-finish line. So usually your outlap is going to be way faster than your actual lap. I think I did a 129 on my outlap. Yeah, Ecstasy did a 122 on their outlap. Slick still in the Atenza. Curious to see what Ecstasy does in the 4C here. Also curious to know if he's got a tune put on this thing. Ooh, 3/10 up on the fastest lap. He's gonna hold that time into the low 140s. 140.1. Holy jeez. Yeah, Ecstasy, are you tuning these cars, or are you just running them stock? If you're running them stock, I'm very impressed. Nitro running the Corvette. Oh, almost went a little wide. I think kept it on. Slick looks like he's still in auto drive mode. Okay, that's what I figured. I figured you had to have changed the suspension around to get a time like that. Either that, or you're just way better than me. But like I said, the 41.4 I did in the Mustang, that's faster than the practices I did. But that's because all my practicing I did with the cars as stock. I didn't mess with the tuning at all. So I'm curious to see how much better each of these cars can get when people start tuning them. Some of it's, driving style too. I know with some of these cars, like, it's better to run with, like, let's say the anti-roll bar turned really soft, and others like it really stiff, and it's just kind of a matter of preference. Nitro kept it on the track a little better that time. Slick still in auto drive mode, it looks like. Nitro getting into the twisty section. I was actually impressed with how well the Corvette and the Mustang did in the twisty section. I know those cars are generally your high-speed American muscle, not necessarily the nimble cars that you get with like the RCZ and with the 4C. But the way PD has made these cars, they're actually fairly even. I mean, of course, there's differences. There's strengths, there's weaknesses. Nitro was way ahead of his best time before. He had a 1:45.4. So he's going to better that by quite a bit. Knocked 2.3 seconds off, down to a 1:43 flat. Looks like Estacy's coming out of the pits. I believe Slick is still in auto drive. Oh, Estacy in the Atenza. Alright. See what Estacy can do with this car. Remember this high-speed right-hander. It's interesting, coming over this hill, you really got to be careful you don't lose the rear end, as Estacy almost does. That rear end will snap around on you. I shouldn't say snap around you. It's a very slow sort of, you lose it. Unlike some corners where it is more of a snap. But that one's sort of a, you don't realize you've lost it until it's too late. But you go into this like slow slide. Estacy looking like they're having to sort of wrangle this car. Trying to remember, I believe the Atenza. Yeah, the Atenza definitely has more power than the 4C and the RCZ. Has 483 horsepower, whereas the RCZ had 468 and the 4C had 443. So a little easier for the rear end to get away from you. See, did a 22 flat on the outlap. I think did a 22 something on the outlap with the 4C as well. So very curious to see how this lap ends up. Coming to the end of this long straight, this tight left-hander. This is such a tricky one. It's like you want to carry the speed, but if you go too wide, it kind of kills this whole next section. Which you got, not a real long straightaway, but some time to lose here. And a lot of speed that you try to carry through this right-hander. That again, you can gain or lose a lot of time on that right-hander there. And then the twisty bits are fairly self-explanatory. I mean, you have to slow it down, get it turned through. Everybody's kind of on the same footing there. But some of these higher speed corners are really where you can gain and lose some time. Catching up to Nitro in the Corvette. Hit the apex nicely there. Coming through this fast right-hander where, again, you can lose the rear end as you're coming down the hill. SSC keeps it under control. Then again, trying to carry the speed through that final corner because you got this long straightaway. You want as much speed coming out of that corner as you can. Oh, okay. Okay, Slick. Your hazards were on, so I assumed that meant you were in auto drive. So I wasn't really watching what you were doing there. STC with the 41.6. So not quite the time he had in the 4C, but definitely putting the time down. Slick, did you try putting a tune on your Atenza, or are you just running it stock? Getting through these twisty bits again. Final tight right-hander. Whoa! A little bit of drifting coming through the fast left-hander. Don't lose the rear end. The tight left onto the long straight. Trail break through. Keep the speed up. Well, definitely, everybody, talk amongst yourselves. You know, if you're willing to give each other tips on what tunes work and whatnot. Well, I won 40.4 in the Atenza, so the Atenza is fast. SSC only 0.3 off what he did in the 4C. But yeah, definitely, by all means, you guys get into the Joker Series chat. You know, feel free to ask others for advice. You know, share some information. Or, if you're really hoping to win the prize, keep the information close to your chest. Maybe you've got that magical tune that nobody else knows about. You can do that too. STC trying the Mustang. See, what car haven't we seen? We've seen all of them. I did the Mustang. Tenza's been out. 4C's been out. RCZ. And the Corvette's been out. I think specifically with the front engine rear drive cars, the Atenza, the Mustang, and the Corvette, if you're able to tune out that loose rear end, or if you can find a way to tune it so the rear end is just loose enough that you gain time, but not so loose that you spin out, that could get really interesting. SC must be messing with the tune. And away we go. I want to know where Josh went. I want to see Josh come in here, see what kind of times he can put down. Josh was our winner last month. And, yeah, curious to see what he's able to do here. Not sure how familiar Josh is with tuning, if he enjoys or likes doing the tuning stuff at all. Might be a bit of an equalizer if he's not into that. But if he is into it, look out, because he's already fast. Alright, after we see what kind of times Ecstasy puts down here, I'm going to double reset the lobby in order to get us back to sunset mode. We're starting to get into nighttime, which is not the conditions the race will be in. We've had the lobby open for 44 minutes, almost 45 minutes. Actually, this race is going to end up being about 45 minutes long, give or take. So getting to be a little bit dark here. Maybe about where it's going to be as we end the race on race day. And remember, once you figure out how to drive the cars, you're going to want to practice that Joker lap. Being that it's on the straightaway, there's a lot of time to be had if you get it right. It's a very simple yet deceiving Joker because it's kind of as you crest a hill, so you have to memorize where the turn-in point is because you can't see it. You don't. By the time you see it, it's too late. You got to get some practice on how to get into it, both in traffic and out of traffic. Because if you take a really wide line in, and you're not in the protected zone, if somebody runs to the back of you while you start braking, that's going to be your own fault. Now, if you stay to the left-hand side of the track, then you don't have to worry about that. Kind of similar to what we had at both Daytona and Monza, where it's on a fast part of the track where you need to make sure that you don't run into the other drivers. It's probably going to be even more important on the exit to the Joker because everybody's going to try to carry as much speed as they can coming out of it. But if you come out of the Joker and dart all the way across the track onto the racing line where the other drivers are doing maybe 50 miles an hour faster than you, there could be contact. And if there is contact, then, we'll have to refer to the rules of the track for where the blame lies, which spoiler alert, it ends up being the Joker lap driver who needs to avoid getting onto the racing line at a lower speed. Santa, thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you, sir. Say, Santa, I was going to ask you. I already asked RJ, and he's knocked out some liveries for the upcoming PHG World Series. If you wanted to take a crack at them and make a Group 3 Mercedes and a Group 3 BMW PHG World Series livery, I'm going to need to start taking some screenshots for the cover photos and for the other stuff we're going to use during the stream. And if we have people that have made some cool liveries, we'll use them. And I know you like doing that, so I wanted to throw that out there. Yes, you are. That is the Joker lap. In fact, what we'll do is I'm going to get out on track and I'll run through, whoops, that's right. Hold on. SSC's done. I'm going to double reset this lobby quick so we can get some daylight back. Great, Santa. That'd be great. All right. Yeah, what I suspect most people use is the Group 3 BMW M6 and the Group 3 AMG from 2020. Yes. I believe it's either 3 or 4 BMWs. But again, I think most people are going to use the M6. With the AMG, I believe there is a 2020 and a 2018 version. I would imagine most people are going to use the 2020. Alright, I'm going to run through the Joker lap here. For those that if they want to pay attention, I'm going to go through some of the specifics. I've got the document out there for the protected zone, where you need to have your turn signal on, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to run the race, you need to go check those out so you know what's going on. But we're going to go over it in a little detail here. Thanks, Santa. Appreciate that. Cole! Nice to see you. Alright. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so first order of business is the protected zone for those entering the Joker lap starts at the end of this strip on the left. The protected zone is the left-hand side of the track. Those that are going to take their Joker lap and have their turn signal on, if they stay on the left-hand side, they are quote-unquote protected. If somebody runs into the back of you while you are braking for the Joker lap, it will be the other driver's fault for having done so, but only if you stay over on the left half side of the track, which when you first are at this point, it's not going to be a big deal, but most drivers do try to hug this inside corner as they come over the crest. So drivers are going to need to make sure that they don't run into the back of somebody who's trying to take the Joker lap. Now again, the Joker lap is this section here. Normal kind of track limits apply as long as you are, 2 tires, on the correct side of the white line, you are good to go. If you end up going too far over, where if you're like this, that is going to be a cut, and that would be a penalty. Same thing applies up here. You can cut this over as long as your left-hand tires stay, on or to the left of the white line, you're good. If you get all of them into the green stuff, that would be a corner cut and would be a penalty. And lastly, same thing applies on corner exit. As you come through here, you need to make sure you keep your right-hand tires on the right-hand side or on the white line. On the white line is fine. If you get... God, I keep hitting the wrong button. If you get all 4 tires to the left-hand side of the white line, like so, that would be a corner cut. Now you see here, I still have them on the asphalt, but they are off of the white line. The white line is essentially the penalty line. And then as you come out, you're going to be carrying a lot of speed. Make sure that you don't go flying out here, because this is the racing line. The other drivers have the priority over here. They're going to be carrying full speed. Joker lap driver needs to try to stay within 1 or 2 car lengths, or car widths, I should say, of the left-hand side of the track. And as long as you do, then you're protected. Somebody plows in the back of you, it'll be their fault. But if you come out and go way off to the right and get plowed into the back of, it'll be your own fault for being on the racing line when you're running at a lower speed. No, Cole, those will be penalties that the stewards will have to assess after the race and look for. That's what we did at Catalunya. We went and reviewed every single driver taking their Joker laps, both of the Joker laps, to ensure that they stayed within the track limits. We did not see anybody exceed the track limits and get a corner cut penalty. In fact, at Catalunya, there was only 1 penalty assessed by the stewards for violating a Joker rule, and that was somebody who did not have their turn signal on by the commitment line. And they incurred a 5-second penalty for not having their turn signal on in time. And that was something I forgot to go over on this last explanation here, so I'm going to do it this time around. So for those of you that are going to be driving in it, you may want to pay attention, but the turn signal commitment line is actually going to be before that final left-hand corner. Because we need to give the other driver, because the other drivers are going to have to be avoiding you in this one. So we need to give them sufficient time to know what you're doing. So the turn signal commitment line is going to be at these stripes on the side. You need to have your turn signal turned on before getting to this stripe section right here. I would encourage everybody, if you're going to take your Joker lap, turn on your turn signal plenty early. Don't wait till the last second. Most everybody in the last round did. They had their turn signal on in plenty of time. There was one driver we reviewed where we had to get down to frame by frame to ensure that they had their turn signal on in time. And it turns out they did, but only by a couple of feet. So it was really close to a penalty. So just a couple other things to keep in mind. Again, if you go out to the website, the Joker Series website, and you go to this particular race, I do have a document that describes all that stuff we just talked about, and also a really short video that kind of goes through, you know, getting through the Joker lap, where the commitment line is, and all that kind of stuff. So definitely go check that out if you're going to be driving in the event. Nitro doing some off-roading. Estacy's in the Corvette this time. Estacy's been putting down our fastest laps we've seen in practice here. See what Estacy can do with the Corvette. I did not see what Estacy's Mustang time was. I would have to rewind the stream to go check that out. Estacy at the line with a 22.2. Right on par with the other outlaps we've seen Estacy do. Around a 22 flat. Estacy trying to get the power down, but not lose the rear end. That was another one of those corners where you get that slow, the back end just kind of slowly comes out on you, and all of a sudden when you realize you're in a slide, it's too late. Ooh, barely keeps it on the track there. Trying to carry the speed through. Alright, Slick. We will probably be here a while. Nitro heading back out on the track. Estacy getting to the tail end of this lap. Definitely being gentle, getting on the throttle. You don't want to hammer it. Feathering it a bit, getting through that corner. Ooh, big slide coming out of there. That's going to hurt the speed on the straightaway. Probably want to do another lap to see if they can better their time. Come across the line with a 40.5. Another stellar time down in the 140s. And that was with a bad exit on that final corner. Probably could knock off at least a quarter second. Just getting that final corner hooked up. Let's see, coming to this left-hander. Carried a lot of speed last time. Barely kept it on track. Is that how he does this time? Again, carrying the speed through. A little more under control, it looked like that time. Oh, this fast right-hander. Just a little bit of brake coming through. Not much. Just enough to keep the car on track. But you want to keep her up to speed. Don't have the rear end step out on you. And then slow it down for all these tight corners. Where it feels like you're going so slow. But slow is fast in these circumstances. Or at least in this section of the track. The apex nicely that time. Had, you know, been off the apex in the previous lap. Again, feathering that throttle coming through there. See how they handled the final corner. Up a half a second. Almost into the 139s. Trying to carry the speed. Carrying too much speed. Oh, can't quite keep it on track. That's probably going to be a penalty. But we saw was half a second up on that fastest lap. Really close to, I mean, that was going to be a 140 flat, which is going to have been the fastest lap we've seen so far today. SSC's determined to get down there. Be curious to see if somebody gets it down to the 139s. I mean, that was what? SSC's second or third lap in the Corvette and basically had a 140 flat going. So I think a 139 is definitely possible. You know, some of the aliens in the group maybe could even put in a 138, maybe even a 137. You know, spend a little more time on the tuning. Yeah, watching these times come down is pretty interesting. Full disclosure, I didn't do a 140 anything in any of my practices running all these cars on stock. All of them I had done, 141s. So there is easily, another second by getting the tune right. Let's see, and to remind everybody, we are going to be doing 26 laps here for the competitive race. For the exhibition race, for those that don't want to run in the competitive split, it is only 17 laps, but the rest of the settings are pretty much the same, other than the exhibition split also has light damage instead of heavy damage. Competitive split does have heavy damage, and 26 laps. So those are the two big differences between the exhibition split and the competitive prize split. All right, SSC on their hot lap, going purple already. Doesn't go quite as wide through that corner. Not sure if that hurt the speed or not. Coming to this fast right-hander. Again, careful on the throttle not to lose the rear end. Well done. Gets it down to the apex and then coming through these next series of tight corners. Power out of there. Another place that you can lose the rear end. Same thing with this corner. It's a longer, tighter corner. Easy one to come bring the back end around. And then on this higher speed corner, another one where the back end will just float out on you. There we go, up 0.6. So in the 139 range, needs to nail this last corner. Looks like he kept it on track that time. Should be solidly in the 139s with the Corvette. Coming to the line, 38, 39. Oh, almost a 140.1. I think we saw it was either a 40.2 or a 40.3 in one of the other cars. Whoa! Little drifting there. But he had the pace. He was 0.6 up. Had a 139. Didn't quite get that final corner perfect. Get that down, and it looks like SSC has a 139 available to them. Again, keeping control. Maintaining control in the cars and keeping the power down instead of fighting with it sliding is really one of the keys here. The more you're fighting to get the power down to the tarmac, the more time you're losing. Down 0.3. Let's see if they can make up time on the final corner. That looked like a smoother final corner. Still a little bit of a tail wiggle. See how much time they make up, if any. Nope, still down 3/10. But a 40.4 is, again, a solid time. Whoa! Reset to the pits. Slick's out in the Corvette now, trying to give a different car a chance. Curious to see what Slick can do. The Corvette Ecstasy is throwing the gauntlet down with a 40.1. See how much speed they can carry through this left-hander. Gotta slow the car way down. The trick is not to get on the gas too soon, because that'll push your car wide there. Couldn't quite get the front end to bite through that first corner. Kept it down near the apex on that corner. With BOP turned on, the wing is just there for visual, but all the stats you get from it are negated with BOP turned on. I wish these cars had downforce tuning, because that would have been fun to do on this track as well. Jeez. All right, Slick on to the hot lap. Ecstasy out running out on their out lap. Oh, Slick went way wide in that corner. Nitro's got a nice looking wing on the back of the Corvette now. See if there's any kind of placebo effect from that. It does make the car look sharper, that's for sure. Coming out of the final corner. Very much under control. Let's see, this is an outlap. Ooh, Ecstasy with a 1.5 second penalty. That's going to kill that one, but Nitro with a 25.1 on the outlap. Ooh, tried to carry too much through there. Hey, Robson. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Happy New Year and Happy Saturday to you as well. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We're running some Joker Series practice here. We've got our next Joker Series race coming up 2 Thursdays from now on January 15th. I do have a link to the Joker Series webpage in the description of the live stream here. So if people are interested in checking out what it's about, if you're interested in driving in it, if you're interested in watching it, you'll find all the information there. Ecstasy back out on track. Slick on the outlap. Nitro trying to finish a hot lap here. We're going to see what kind of time he can come up with. believe we'd seen, it was either a 142 or a 43 before. See if they could better that time. Just under a 145. Alright, Slick's on a hot lap. S2C also on a hot lap on the second half of the track here, so we'll ride along with S2C. You know, S2C's kind of been battling this final corner, needing to get that right in order to carry all that speed down the straightaway, but even with struggling with that corner, has set the fastest time of the day that we've seen so far. Is 1/10 up. Hoping to get this right. Definitely under control. That looked smooth. Not sure if it was fast, but it was smooth. We'll see what kind of time they end up with when they hit the line here. This could be good. They were a 10th purple. They come to the line and a 39.7. Almost 4/10 better. Well done. Slick also coming into the final corner on a hot lap here. 1.8 seconds up on their fastest lap. It's out of the final corner, trying to carry as much speed as possible. Onto the long pseudo straightaway. As they come to the line, a 41.1, much better time. I think Slick was running in 42s in the Atenza. 41.1 is a definite improvement on their personal best for the day. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it goes a little wide. Nitro back at the beginning of the lap, trying to make it through this high-speed left-hander. Keeps it on the track. Ooh, Slick with a big penalty, 3.5 seconds. Gonna let Nitro by. Woes the car down. Carrying the speed, keeps it on the track. Well done. We're gonna see how this lap ends up, and then I need to take quick break. Gonna get myself something to drink and use the facilities. Nitro coming up to the final tight left-hander. 3/10 down on his fastest. Gets through it. Looks smooth. Trying to improve on that 43.8. Coming to the line. The 43.6. Did have a better exit out of that corner. They were down and ended up gaining about a half a second just in that section of the track. So, all right, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. You guys hang out. We will continue to watch these guys put in some practice laps. And like I said, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. And took some Dayquil for this cough I got going on, along with the Tylenol. So it's getting annoying. That and refill my water. Keep getting more liquids in me. I see Slick got down to a 140.4. That is a nice time. It's a very nice time. Ecstasy back in the 4C. Looks like they got a 140.26 out there. 4C drives very different from the Corvette. It's like switching back and forth. You kind of have to get used to or familiar with the car again. Nitro. Well, take care of yourself. It's 4 in the afternoon. Well, it's 4 in the afternoon here. I don't know where you're at, but... Jeez. That's what we call partying hardy. Oh, there we are, 39.692. Half a tenth faster than what they did in the Corvette. So as we can see, these cars are very competitive. It's just getting the tunes right. And, I mean, the 4C and the Corvette are about as polar opposite as you're going to get with these 5 cars. Estacy's putting down times that are very similar. There you go. Well, well, thanks for stopping in and running some laps with us. I hope to see you when we run our next Joker Series event, either as a driver or as a spectator. Either way, we welcome both. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, tell everybody to come on back and check us out here. Let's see. I did the Mustang for a bit. Let's switch to the RCZ. We haven't seen a lot of RCZ laps. Okay. Well, definitely. Stop on by. Love to see you. I have no idea what this tune is going to do. I'm just trying stuff. Throwing things at the wall, see what sticks. But I want to run some laps too, so here we go. Looks like we're at the 36-minute mark of this practice session. Again, getting close to what the end of the race is going to look like. Almost lost it. Not third gear. already trying too hard. Can't keep the tires underneath me. Body height 10, 10 from the bottom. Roll bars at 5, 3 for camber. Alright. Good to know. Take notes, people. Our fastest driver of the practice giving away his secrets. Ah, touch the grass. Not mean to go down to first there. Jeez, fighting it. Yeah, I get you. I know some of the tuning, or a lot of the tuning, I don't even know what to do. I just like the idea of being able to do it and try to make things faster, and then know that there's people smarter than me that can do it. Although it's always neat if I can figure it out too. Alright, I got a 42.9, so that is nowhere near where I want to be. I was way up on my time. Still in the 42s for an optimal though. 42 flat, that's better. That was not how I wanted that corner to go. Oh, went too wide. Oh, let's see. Getting some messages. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, SSC. You're showing us what's possible here, which is fun. Alright, let's try changing this. He said not quite all the way down. 10 up from the bottom. Leave these at 5. Bump these up to 3. See what that does. Oh, slick just took off. Sounds good. Well, I probably won't be streaming an awful lot longer. Probably, I don't know, half hour to an hour. And then I'm probably going to call it so I can work on some other stuff. I do have a meeting with the PHG World Series broadcast staff tonight to go over the settings we're going to use for this season. So I do need to finish getting ready for that, along with doing some additional testing for the February Joker Series race. Because I don't have all the settings figured out for that quite yet. I have an idea, but I need to finish doing some testing for that. Alright, let's see what this hot lap looks like. But yeah, I don't plan on doing like a 5-6 hour stream today. Yeah, it's a different... being a different section of track that nobody practices. It seems so simple, right? It's just a tiny little whoop whoop. But it's a lot harder than it looks. Alright, see you, SSC. Thanks again for stopping in. Always nice having you here. Definitely need to get back down to the 41s here. I feel like I should be able to. That felt slow. I'm 3/10 up on the first sector, though. There we go. That'll be solidly in the 41s. $41.2. Just about a 41.3. It's better. All right. So what we got going on here? Oh, Slick had work to do. Okay, that made sense. All right, Nitro, thanks for stopping out. I'm going to close this lobby down. I'm going to check and see if anybody else has some other practice lobbies open to join, whether it be for the PHG World Series or for IRO. Otherwise, I might call it a stream here. So, thanks for stopping out and practicing with us. Let's see what else is out there. Yeah, I get it. It's all good. It's all good, my friend. All right, let's see what kind of lobbies are out there right now. Well, it doesn't look like we've got any IRO practice. Doesn't look like we have any PHG World Series practice going on. Who do I know that's in here? Oh, Cole's in there. Oh, and Fernando's in there. Good question. We can check that. $11 minutes. Oh, that's what I haven't done. I haven't done any of the time trials. Let's try to knock out a time trial here, just for fun. Oh, I don't. That's a car I don't have. Oh, that must be a car that you get in the power pack. I actually don't have that car. Interesting. Because the only cars I don't have are ones that are in the power pack. Otherwise, I own every car in the game. Oh, let's see here. Oh, you know what I should look at is gold is a 55.9. A lot of people on my friends list. Usually, I end up in like the top 17 or so. So 55.9 looks doable. probably going to take some practice, but see if we can knock this out. What did I say? 45.9, I think I said. Oh, is Lead Pencil? I didn't even notice that he was in that lobby. I was watching his Learn with Lead just before I started my live stream. He had Raider on. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We're after a... Was it a 45.9 or a 44.9? I already forgot. Whoa, gotta brake really early. Actually, it looks like you don't quite have to brake as early as it says you do. Too much. Need to carry more speed through there. Came at it at too shallow of an angle. Whoa, too much. Alright, already got to dial it back a little bit, trying to do too much. I am way off of a gold time. Nope. Along for the ride at that point. What did I say I needed? A 45? That doesn't sound right. Oh, 55.9. Alright, so I'm 1.2 seconds off. It's not horrible. $53.1. Yay! $53.1. Oh, geez, they're in the top 13th in the world. All right, well. Let's just run a couple laps with the Ghosts. Actually, before I do that, I need to look at... What's the power curve on this car? I don't even know. Okay, can't adjust anything. Oh, this looks like an early shift. You lose all sorts of torque. You actually max out the... where you get really close to the horsepower limit fairly early on. Alright. So I think this is a short shift car. Let's try that and see if that helps my time too. Yep, lots of torque in the low RPMs. Whoops, I meant to restart, not to exit. I want to try to get a couple of laps short shifting, just to see how much better of a time I can get just from doing that. I think I braked too late coming into this first corner. Get on the brakes a little sooner. Probably don't need to use sixth at all there. Yikes. Gotta be so careful about getting on the throttle. Ah. Whoa, not getting it down. Lost a lot of time there. I was 0.8 up. Oh, man. It's weird. There's some corners you almost want to come out in a lower gear so that you don't spin the tires because you actually have less power in the lower gear. Let's try another lap. I was way ahead, so I've definitely got some more pace in me. Oh, lost all the time. Alright, we gotta do one more lap. I've got the pace, I just need to hook up the whole lap. Ah, and then messed that up. That's gonna cost me some time. Come on! Just can't catch it. Alright. Alright, it actually looks like I got a warning from OBS that I've run out of disk space, so I think I need to go do some cleanup before I continue on here. So, I'm going to call it. Thank you, everybody who has come out to watch. Looks like I picked up a couple of subs. Appreciate that. Again, go to the papashouseofgame.com website. Go check out the PhD World Series that's coming up. Go check out my Joker series. That's also hosted on that same website. You can find it in the events section. Come and watch, come and race. It's a good time. Go check out my sponsor, 4D Racewear. They make really cool gloves. They make really cool shoes. They've got a number of cool jerseys as well. I'll be getting 2 custom-made jerseys. Should be showing up, I'm hoping, soon. And I can't wait to show those off to you guys because those look super cool. But yeah, until then, everybody take it easy. We'll catch you on the flip side. Be nice to one another. Yeah, till later. Bye-bye. Peace out.